Well, good afternoon, folks. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a couple weeks since my last video. I have been trying so hard to get time to put together a third video, diving a little deeper into the things that I want to share with you on this channel. And it just hasn't happened for a lot of reasons, work and home, and everything seems to get busier nowadays. So here I am again in my space, in my truck, and seems to be the quietest mobile studio that I can find. But the other day, as I was working toward creating another video for everyone, I realized something. I realized that one of the biggest challenges I've had in the very beginning, I've only had 3 videos, this is my third, was creating thumbnails. And I said, there's got to be an easier way to create a simple thumbnail. So since, I'm all about simple and no edits and raw footage, every one of my thumbnails to this day have been done with simple process. I tried a couple different programs that I already had, but any other person would probably have to purchase those. One I think was Adobe Essentials or something like that. But again, there's cost involved. So I had to get creative, and I had to try to find a free way to get a good thumbnail going. So what I did, I went back to my old favorite Word that I'm very familiar with, and I figured out a way to do a simple thumbnail in Word. And, I don't think it's going to bother the exposure you get on YouTube, because they're looking for simple. They're looking for bold text. They're looking for bright colors, not a lot of flash, boom, bang graphics and everything. I tend to look when I'm driving or when I'm sitting somewhere and I'm scrolling my phone and I'm looking at thumbnails. Sometimes I can't see them. Just for the fact that they're too small, or the light isn't right in the vehicle, or whatever, and I can't read them. So, the bigger, the bolder the text is, keep it 4 words, 5 words max, and maybe one simple graphic, a symbol or something like that. It's going to get noticed. So here's what I did. I went on Word and I went through the process 2-3 times, and I took notes on every step of the way. Now, I'm not hooked up to a computer here. It would take me, again, time, the magic word time, to figure out how to go about hooking up my phone and to the computer, maybe sitting the phone in front of the computer. But like I said, at home, I don't have that time to do that. And very late at night, I'm bound to mess it up. So what I'm going to do, not quick steps, but I've got multiple steps here that I would like to walk you through, the best that I know. If I'm missing something, we can work in it in comments, how to create that no-cost thumbnail in Microsoft Word. So, and feel free, I'm going to give you some time between each step. If you want to pause, you can go on and go through the steps. But I think you'll be very pleased with it. It seems to work for me. This thumbnail for this video was created using this process. So pull up your Microsoft Word program. I think some of the competitors' Word facsimiles might have similar patterns, but use Microsoft Word if you can. So you're going to go in, you're going to select File, New, and a blank document. Once you've done that, go to Layout. After that, you're going to go to Orientation. Now, you're going to choose vertical or horizontal. Obviously, thumbnails are horizontal. So we're going to go with the horizontal mode. So you're going to click that. Now we have to go to margins. We want to make our margins as wide as possible. I'm sorry. We want to make our margins as narrow as possible to capture the most screen space. So with that done, now we're going to go to the Insert tab, and we're going to insert a text box. When that comes up, you're going to select Simple Text Box. Okay, the next thing we want to do once that text box appears on your canvas or your screen, we want to go into Shape Format. Now, at the top line of icons on the Shape Format tab, you're going to see a couple of size boxes. The upper one, I believe, is the height. Lower one is the width. We're going to just type in 5 in the top for 5 inches for height. And below that, you're going to type in 10, which is going to be the width. Now, the reason I chose 5 and 10, it's a good ratio. It approximates the format of the thumbnail design for length and width on the ratios and the percentages. It'll work, and you'll understand why at the very end. Now, what we want to do when your 5 by 10 box comes up, there is some sample text in there that Microsoft automatically inserts into that space. So we want to get rid of that. So you're going to right-click on that shaded text, and you're going to cut it. Just cut the sample text. So now your screen is going to be blank again inside the text box. So now we want to insert your picture for the thumbnail. I'm going to go with a simple, say you've got a photo of yourself, or, take a couple of photos, put them on your desktop, and you can search them out when it asks you to. So insert picture. And it's going to ask you from where, say this device. Look for your photo. It'll bring it into that space. It'll automatically go to the left side of that 5-inch by 10-inch configuration that you see for the text box. So here's your picture now on the left-hand side of that text box. So now what we have to do is go back and hit your home button. That's your home button on your icon list at the top of the page. Now, we want to get that picture over to the right side. And the reason I say that is because people usually read left to right. And there's arguments. You'll see other people say it's good to put the words on the right, the photo on the right. It's really a matter of choice, but I'm going to go with people do read, in most cases, left to right. So what we're going to do, excuse me, like I said, there's no edits here. And I'm sitting out in 30-degree rainy weather here, so the elements are against me. We want to justify, what they call it, justify that photo to the right. And you'll see sets of lines in that toolbar above. It's got them centered. There's 3 or 4 little dashes and lines where you can justify the position of that photo. And the one on the left is going to be a set of lines that are pushed to the left. The lines that are in the center, that's for center positioning. And then the lines that are stacked on the right-hand side, and this is right in the toolbar, under Justify, you'll see these lines for positioning. You want to hit the one that's to the right. So all 3 lines are push to the right to position that photo. And yeah, I think you might find that those lines are in the paragraph tab. I should have mentioned that earlier. I'm so sorry. But yes, click the paragraph tab if you can't find those, and you'll find those justification lines. Next thing we want to do, once that picture is moved over to the right in your text box, we want to hit Picture Format. Now, when you click the Picture tab, you'll see Format underneath. I think it's either right-click on the photo or it's in the toolbar at the top. Picture Format, and then it says way over on the left, it says Remove Background. Now, most of your pictures are going to have something in the back, an inside shot of, a room or something, or outside you're going to have trees and whatever. If you want to leave those, that's fine. If you're satisfied with the picture the way you brought it in, that's great. If you want to set up your picture so it is simple, that's fine too. But what I mentioned before is I want to try to keep the backgrounds and everything a standard color, so it's not complicated to look at. You want the focus to be on you and the simple text to the left of you. So when you hit Remove Background, you're going to see three little tabs on the left. One says Add, one says Remove. Well, obviously, if you've got background you want to take out, you've got to hit the Remove tab, and that's going to bring up a little icon, like a little pencil, that you put over the space that you want to remove. Hold down your left mouse button and just drag it a short distance and let the mouse button go, and you're going to see a section of that background disappear. It'll turn another color. Now, if more than the photo is shaded, let's say you've got a picture of yourself and your hair, half of your hair is cut off, you want to go to Add, and that will bring back into the picture what's missing. So you kind of have to work with the Remove and Add for the background, that little pencil, that little indicator that I mentioned, the little pointer, and go in and just work with it. And it takes some practice. You might have to get used to it. But I tried it, and after a couple times, it's easy and it's interesting. So you can work with that. Once your picture is set up, you're going to have to keep your changes. So there is a little button to the right of those Add and Remove buttons that says Keep Changes. So by all means, do that. You don't want to lose this right now. So once that's done and you're satisfied with the way your picture looks, what you need to do now, we need to go back and fill that left space with another text box for your words. So again, now we're going to get your cursor placed over in the left side of the text box. Your photo now is complete and it's over on the right hand side. Now we're going to put your cursor in the left side of the main text box. And what we're going to end up is the main text box and two text boxes inside the main text box. One for your photo and one for the wording. So once your cursor is there and it's flashing in the left side of that main text box, you're going to hit Insert Text Box, and adjust it with the little arrows on the corners of the text box that comes up, and adjust it to fit adjacent to your photo. Now, here's where it gets creative and you can have some fun. Now that you've got your text box sized to approximately match the size of your photo, which should be adjusted out as close to the outside edges of that main text box as you can, you're going to adjust the text box that your letters are going to be in. Your word art is what I call it. And you're going to drag that box over to match the approximate size of the photo. So it's filling up pretty much all of that main box space. And we're almost done. Now, at this point, your cursor is in that second smaller text box now, and you want to go to your home button and select text effects. What's going to come up is a choice of different styles of letters and colors and shading. This is where your own imagination and your own creativity have to come into play. And you can add background, actually. And if you go under, like I said, once your cursor is blinking, hit the home button, select text, effects, and you have a little drop down arrow there where you can pick whatever letter you're looking for, whatever shape, style, size. And there's also a place there where you can hit fill, which means you're going to fill the background of that space with a color that maybe you want to have match the color behind your photo if you were going to do a background color on the right side box. But I think this is a good start for you. Once you've done this a couple times and gone through it, you'll understand more. It's very difficult when you're sitting here without a computer in front of you. I can't actually show you, but like I said, I'm limited as far as resources here. So anyway, whatever you do, at the very end, save all your changes. Save that as a Microsoft Word document. You'll have this text box come up. Now, if you have lines around the text box, you can click right on the line. There will be a little 4-arrow pointed indicator that comes up. You right click and it'll bring down format text box. And there'll be a space there where there'll be line, add or remove or none. Get rid of the lines if you can. That just complicates it more. On both text boxes, the ones for your words on the left and the ones for your photo on the right. Now, save everything. And the final step of this whole process, if you have a screen capture program, once your document is opened back up, you can close it just to make sure it saves it properly. Open it back up. You're going to take a screen capture. The one that I use is Faststone. It's been around for a long time. It used to be a free capture program. I don't know if it still is free, but there's plenty of them around. You may have one on your PC. I'm not using a Mac. I'm using PC. All you do is go in, you screen capture your design work as close to the edges as you can. You can crop it to however you want to fit it. Save it as a JPG file, which is a photo file, to your desktop, and you're done. And when you go to upload your video, you'll have a JPEG, and you'll be able to upload it very simply. I know this took so long. I'm so sorry. It's like a 20-minute long thing here, but I was trying to go slow and step by step so you had the time in between. But try it a couple times, listen to my video a couple of times, and stop and start whenever you have to. And eventually it'll work. I'd like some feedback. I'm trying to help people here. I was determined not to have to pay for software to make a thumbnail. I just don't see the need for it. Unfortunately, I had some experience in Word, And there's ways you can do this. You don't have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on software to create a thumbnail. You can see my thumbnails. You can see what I've done. And if you need any information, please drop a comment. And I'd be glad to help. And again, I will get back to my normal format of videos and continue my journey here. But I thought this was really important because there's people who are in my position who just started on YouTube. Maybe you're on your first or second video and you're hesitating because these thumbnails are getting in the way. Maybe this can help. I hope so. I hope so. It's like I said in my original video, this is the long game journey. So we're here to learn. And as I come across things, whatever it is, during the day that I find a solution for, I'll certainly let you know. Thanks again. I really appreciate your time and have a good day.